चलिए शुरू करते हैं. Let's begin. ओम ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरौ श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं साजिवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते. तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभयश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्विषे नमः. Today we are getting into the topic of worshipping, favorite word, demigods. All right. We will not use the word demigods. Maybe while reading I'm using it, but we will use the real Hindi word or the Sanskrit word Devtas. Okay. In Bhagavad Gita, worship of different Devtas or rendering service to them is not approved. It is stated in the 7th chapter, 20th verse. कामैस्तैस्तैर्हितज्ञानः प्रपद्यन्ते अन्यदेवता तं तं नियमम् आस्थाय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया. Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto lesser gods, Devtas, and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Here it is plainly said that those who are directed by lust worship the lesser gods and not the Supreme Lord Krishna. When we mention the name Krishna, we do not refer to any sectarian name. Krishna means the highest pleasure, and it is confirmed that the Supreme Lord is the reservoir or storehouse of all pleasure. We are all hankering after pleasure. Anandomaya Dhyasat Vedanta Sutra. The living entities like the Lord are full of consciousness, and if the living entity associate with the Lord, cooperate with him and take part in his association, then they also become happy. Now let us get into this topic of Devtas, the lesser gods. When we read Srimad Bhagavatam and Brahmaji is describing how the world comes into creation. Naradji goes to Brahmaji. Naradji is the son of Brahmaji. And he goes to his father and says, Father, you are the first one who created the universe. So can you please tell me, you are so powerful. How are you so powerful? Brahmaji says, my son, it appears that I created it. It appears I'm the first being. It appears I'm the powerful person. But let me tell you, I got this energy from another powerful person, and that person is Narayana. I am his part and parcel. He created me. And then through his potencies, I have created this little world. And then Narad goes on asking much more details about how the world came into creation. And Brahmaji goes on describing that first Bhagwan came, he meditated for 1,000 divine years, and then Bhagwan appeared to him. And within, like, Bhagwan just saw him, Narayan just saw him and gave him all the knowledge that he needs. And then from Bhagwan, even the ingredients to create this universe, this Brahmand, Brahmaji says, it came, he gave me all the ingredients. I could not have created it myself. From him came the Mahat Tattva, the first cosmic element. From that Mahat Tattva, the Prakriti came, and from Prakriti, the Ahankar, the ego came. And from that ego, when the Ahankar came, I knew that I exist. And from there came all the Prakriti's three, Prakriti means material nature, okay? The three gunas, the mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, mode of goodness, sattvic, rasic, tamasic. From there, the sattva, rajas, and tamas. Please go on writing these names, okay? Because Namajya makes some notes. So, Mahat Tattva, the great cosmic element, the first element. From there comes Ahankar. Ahankar means ego. And from there, three things come out: Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So from all this, these are the basic ingredients. From there created, from this, various bodily organs are created. And from there, from this Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, the three things, the mind, the consciousness is created. The consciousness is divided into 4 parts. All this is a description of how the world is created, how this universe is created. It is given in Bhagavatam. It will come in Bhagavad Gita also when we touch the chapter. I'm just taking for an example. And Brahmaji goes on saying that he created all this. Who? Narayana. My father, Bhagavan, he created all these ingredients. And after that, he created Devtas. Different Devtas. Devtas means fire god. He had to create fire. Fire god was created. The water god, Indra or Varun, was created. Then there is Vayu for air, for Akash, Marut. And he created various planets. He created gods for those planets. When all these gods, which I'm naming, there's a long list given when we read the Bhagavad. There's a long list of these Devtas. They were created, and these Devtas were standing by themselves. They didn't know what to do now. So when you read the Bhagavad, it will come that the Devtas go and pray to Narayan that you created us, now what is our purpose? What are we supposed to do? And then the same Bhagavan joins all these Devtas. And after joining his Virat Swarup, his big cosmic manifestation, Bhagavan becomes in a big cosmic human form, supreme person. And all these Devtas, he gives place in his cosmic form. And from there, and then there is a Brahmaji is created, and from there, a golden egg is created in this Bhagavan's cosmic form. There are names for all this type of Vishnus. First is the Karodakshay Vishnu, who thought that the world has to come into creation. Then comes the Garbhodakshay Vishnu, which is this cosmic form in which all the Devtas are residing, and they become body parts of this Vishnu. There is one Devta for eye, there is one Devta for ears, there is one Devta for nose, for mouth, for hands, for legs. All this become in this one Vishnu, which is called as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And this Garbhodakshay Vishnu is in the golden egg, Hiranyagarbha, which is created by Brahma. Brahma is taking care of it. And using those things, Brahma is then again meditating. And then from there, Brahma starts creating every little thing. Plants are created, bacteria are created, viruses are created, all those little things and living beings which will come out of air, living beings which will come out of water, living beings which will come out of eggs, living beings which will be having feathers, living beings which will have no legs. I have all different kind of living beings that we see is created from this Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And this Vishnu then enters into every living being. He's called as Shirodarshay Vishnu. So Vishnu is 3 forms. So Brahmaji is explaining That my son, you think I created? Maybe the world is also thinking I am the creator. But let me tell you, I have a creator, Narayan. He gave me all these ingredients. He created all these Devtas. He gave them the powers. Fire is having the power to burn because he gave him. Water is having a power because he gave him. Rains are having a power because he gave him. The planets are having a power because he gave him. My father, Narayan, he gave him. So he is the supreme personality. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. By whom? By our poor father, our own creator, Sri Brahmaji. So when we talk about this, the demigod worship here, what as it is mentioned, Devata worship, these are the Devata worship that is spoken. And when Krishna, he incarnated, he proved it. Indra, there is a story about the rain god Indra. Every year people used to worship him in Govardhan. All the residents of Govardhan, they would go and worship the rain god. These lesser gods, people would worship all these lesser gods. Oh, if you don't worship the rain god will become angry. He will start pouring torrential rains and will be drowned, so worship the rain god. Many of our Vedas will have the worship of fire god. And many of the cultures, even now, they worship the fire god. If you don't worship the fire god, they'll get angry on us and there'll be fires everywhere and we'll be burned, the mountains will be burned. There is worship of Marutgan. Marutgan means the wind. Wind, there is like 49 types of wind. If you read the Rudram Chamakam, there are 49 types of winds. These winds, they can be like tornadoes or cyclones, anything. So this wind can be very terrible too. So there is mention in Vedas, it is mentioned how to worship this wind also. So different gods. So wind god, fire god and all those. Then worshipping of planets. Apart from this is, okay, at least these are mentioned in Vedas. These are mentioned in Puranas. The worship is mentioned. Then there is worship of sun god. You worship sun god if you want to beget a son. Then there are lesser devis whom you can worship for fulfilling your desires. So all this is mentioned. But apart from this, people have manufactured their own gods and goddesses, which have no base anywhere. But they made them gods and goddesses. And nobody questions their origin. People worship with faith. As a child, if you have seen in your home that your parents are worshipping some particular goddess in your village, and they say, okay, this is your Kuldevi, you never question. You worship. And you think that if I don't worship, Kuldevi is angry, then everything will go wrong with us. So we have to worship that Devi. We never question. Out of fear, we never question. Or out of ignorance, we never question. We have never questioned anything. So when we talk about the lesser gods here, these are the lesser gods whom you are approaching. Why you are approaching? Because you feel if I worship them, if our desires will be fulfilled, our problems will be solved. If I don't worship them, they will create problems in our life, so we have to worship them. People worship Shani Bhagwan, Shani Devta. You know why people worship Shani? Shani is Saturn, the planet. The presiding deity of Saturn planet is Shani. So when you go to the astrologers, they'll say, oh, Shani, your Shani is bad, your Saturn is bad. Worship the Saturn Devta. So people are worshipping Saturn Devta. Because they think if I worship him, my problems will be gone, I will be safe. Not out of love. Out of love, nobody worships. People worship the planet Mars. Not out of love. Planet Mars is very fiery. People will not worship out of love. Okay, so these kind of Devtas are the lesser gods. So when I was telling about Krishna's story, so when Krishna incarnated in Govardhan, everybody was worshipping Indra, and they were giving, every year there will be a worship of Indra god, who is the rain god, and they will offer everything. So one day Krishna was just a child. He said, Baba and Ma is like in morning they got up and they are preparing everything. Navgrahas, yes. Anamika just asked me, are Navgrahas Devtas? Yes, they are Devtas. Rahudev, Shani Dev. Okay, they are Devtas. And Shivji is Devoka Dev, Mahadev. Parvati is Mahadevi. Got it? All right. So Krishna was just a baby, and he's seeing that Baba got up in the morning and Yashoda Maya got up and everybody's busy, and then he goes to his gopis. He gets up, everybody's busy at home. He goes to the gopis and all the gopis are also busy preparing something. Nobody's giving him attention. He's just a kid. He said, what happened? He was very sad. Nobody's looking at him. Every day people are busy with him. Now today everybody has forgotten. So he goes back to home and calls Baba. Baba, what's going on? Baba is like, sorry, I will not talk to you. We'll talk later. We have to do some puja. We have to do all this. He's like, whose puja are you doing? He said, Baba said, the rain god, if you don't worship the rain god, he'll get angry. Then he'll pour rains and all the village will be flooded. So we have to worship him. Krishna said, oh, the rain god. He said, Baba, you don't have to worry. Don't worship. Baba is like, no, I have to worship. And Krishna on purpose started delaying him. On purpose, he started talking and, he just wanted to delay the whole puja, and he is the king. Nanda Baba is the king. If he does not perform the puja, the whole village cannot perform the puja. And Krishna on purpose is delaying him. In the end, it got delayed. Indra saw his share is not coming to him. His share of worship, his share of prasadam, his share of everything is not coming to him. Indra got angry and started pouring rains. Torrential rains is pouring and everybody is like afraid now. How to satisfy Krishna? How to satisfy Indra? And Krishna says, don't worry. I'll take care of him. Come with me. And then he's just a small kid. Krishna goes and lifts the Govardhan. He calls his friends. Come on, all of you, come on. Please support me. Please support me. And everybody goes, stands there. And then Krishna just takes his pinky and starts lifting the Govardhan. Lifts it up and said, okay, come everybody. Get inside this Govardhan. Govardhan will protect you. If you have to worship, you don't have to worship him, Indra god. Look at him. He gets angry for small reasons. Is this how you punish your people? If you want to worship the Govardhan. Because Govardhan is the one who is providing you everything. Take care of Govardhan. And then Krishna holds it and then stands there. And all his friends come with their sticks and everything. All his friends are also, participating in that. And they're also trying to hold the Govardhan. And everybody standing there still. Radharani comes. And Radharani is sitting there and watching what is going on. And Krishna is like, oh, this is my time to impress her. Let me impress. Oh. And Radharani is standing there. So this kind of leelas are happening. So this Indra leela especially, Indra goes on pouring water and then 10 days, 11 days, he just pours and then he sees, oh my God, this little young kid whom I'm thinking is a young kid is definitely Bhagavan and I have done something wrong. And Indra comes and then Indra says his prayers and begs for forgiveness. And after that, Indra has been corrected. He does not mess with the people of Nandagaon anymore. So the lesser gods whom we are worshipping, this is what it is meant. So now when Anamika is asking me, are Navgraha lesser gods, Devtas? Yes, they are Devtas. They are getting their energy from Shri Krishna. Shani, okay, is the son of Surya. And Surya has a daughter, Yamuna. Surya has a daughter, Bhanuputri, Bhanavi, Yamuna. Yamuna and Shani are brother and sister. You know Yamuna, whose wife he is? She's Krishna's wife. When I grew up in a tantric family, so all this Navgrah Puja and everything, we have done so much. But as I started developing myself and I really wanted to love Krishna, and this sloka used to come and it used to bother me a lot, that I'm doing all these Graha Pujas every time and I say I love Krishna, but this is not going, I'm not able to practice this in my life. So I had to again go to my Maharajji and I asked him, please help me with this Navgrah Pujas. They're so imbibed in me that I do it. And another thing is, every time my father used to come home, I will sit with my astrological chart. Please look at my astrology. Because my father, we knew all this. So sometimes Either my stars are not good. If my stars are good, my husband's stars are not good. If my husband's planets are not in good, sometimes our both planets are in good position, but our kids' planets are not good. So this situation, it just goes on. At one point, I realized, oh my God, no matter what you do, one or the other guy is behind you. They're only going to bother you. And you keep running after them, trying to pacify one, the other. So if my Saturn is not in my favor, it is going to affect the others also in the home. If my husband's Saturn is not good, it is going to affect me and the others. I'm done with satisfying these individual gods. Okay, Saturn is pleased and Mangal is, Mars will be angry. I'm done pleasing Mars. If Mars is good, then Rahu, Ketu, Mahadashas. Oh my God, these astrologers. Every time there is some problem or the other. And when you read Gita, Bhagavan opens it up. Bhagavan says, 3 type of problem is always going to exist. Adhidaivik, Adhibhautik, Adhyatmik. So first time when you read the Gita, you hear, oh yeah, very nice theory class, good theory. Adhyatmik, what? 3 types of problems. My teacher asked in the class, 3 types of problems. What are the 3 types of problems listed in Bhagavad Gita? Yes, Adhibhautik, Adhidaivik, Adhyatmik. Statement wise, yes. But when you contemplate on it, especially when you go through the experience of life, and you are contemplating the experience of life, sadhanas you are doing, and the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, you're trying to put it all together. And one day the mind says, Bhagavan is saying 3 things are always going to exist. Adi Bhautik. Bhautik means anything which is physical, anything which is because of the elements. If there is rain outside, you will be in trouble. Your body will be in trouble. If there is cold outside, you will be in trouble. So any problem in the physical elements outside, it is going to disturb you. So this problem cannot go. If somebody is falling sick, it is going to happen. Adi Bhautik. Your body is going to decay no matter how much you try to do. When I came to America, I was very shocked. I met an 80-year-old lady. And she is like full of plastic surgery. She's like trying to, retain her youthfulness. She has changed. No one, I don't know how many boyfriends she was talking about, and she was going out with some other boyfriend, and then she had all this thing she has to do to keep her youthfulness alive. And I come from Indian background where I find my grandma so beautiful, her skin sagging, everything, but I found her very beautiful, the natural beauty. And here I'm seeing another lady in America who is trying to keep her beauty alive. It's good for her if it is helping her. But then in my head, I'm thinking, yes, Adi Bhautik. You cannot retain your youthfulness. The skin is going to sag. You're going to get wrinkles. You're going to get gray hairs. You're going to lose your hair. You're going to lose your eyesight. You're going to have pain in your bones. Adi Bhautik. Bodily problems are always going to be there. Then comes Adhidaivik. Now here is the word Daivik, Adhidaivik, Daiva. Problems given by the Daiva. Daiva means your destiny. And when we talk about destiny, people say, oh, when you are born, your horoscope is written, destiny. People say that, right? It's written in your horoscope, at this age, Shani will come, at that age, this will come. This is destiny, this is Daivi. So these problems are always going to exist. One day morning you get up, you're all healthy and fine, and then suddenly you feel, oh, there was some problem in the bone or some problem in the skin. You go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you got cancer. The whole world will go topsy-turvy. What just happened? Whole house will be like, what just happened? How? Daivi Apada. Happening because of all this external conditions which are beyond your control, because the planets are not in your favor, because whatever karmas you have done in the past life, the time has come to reap the fruits of it. So the planets are not in favor. So then you go to astrologer, the astrologer will say, okay, do this remedy, it may help you. So worshipping these Devtas, so you went to these Devtas with the desire of getting relief from your existing problems. So when here it is said, Kama-estaistarhita-jnana prapadyantyana devta, because one kamana means desire, because you had desires, whatever desire it could be, you went to all these Devtas. But you're doing it out of ignorance. You do not know who these Devtas are. You do not know from where these Devtas are getting their energy to give you this whatever fulfillment. How are they getting it? And in the same chapter, when we are going to read this, okay, when we are going to read this thing, in the same chapter, Bhagavan will say, it is their faith. The person who is going to these Devtas, they have a faith in the Devta. And that faith, O Arjun, is me. I am allowing it to happen. That is what Krishna says. I am allowing it to happen. The Devtas very well know it is happening because he is allowing. But the person who is going does not know what is happening in between. And the Devtas, here again Bhagavan says, tam niyam asthaya, whatever is the rules and regulations, the procedures, rituals we have to follow, we follow that. If the astrologer says, oh, you have to go to, for your remedy on Shani, you have to go, Shani means Saturn, you have to go every Saturday, you have to fast every Saturday, you have to give charity every Saturday, you do all that. Tam niyam asthaya means you follow all the regulations. Prakriti niyata swaya. Because why do you follow that sincerely? Why do you believe in that? Because it is your nature. Because of your nature. At that moment. Now, what is that nature? Here we are worshipping the demigods, right? Or the lesser gods. The Rahu, Shani, Ketu, lesser gods. Because we have a belief at that moment that these are the ones who will help me out. There are others who will go and who will worship ghosts, goblins. There are cultures in the world where ghosts are worshipped because they believe that the ghost will help me. And they're following exactly all those rituals. I've seen many Mexican cultures, I've seen Brazilian cultures, many cultures. In our own culture, go to Kamakhya. And there are other people, they have different beliefs. So, tam niyamasthaya prakritya niyatasva. Whatever is your nature at that particular time, whatever is your understanding at that particular time, based on that understanding, based on those faith, you will worship those demigods or lesser gods. Some of them are mentioned in the book, some of them are created, manufactured. But still when you get the results, oh, I worship Saturn and I got the result. Krishna says it happened, but you are still in ignorance. It happened indirectly. You are still not aware. But my father used to say, the best part of Shani, when somebody is in trouble because of Shani, my father used to say, Shani's blessing is immense because Shani brings you to the Guru. Shani brings you to the Guru. If this problem would not have happened, you would not have gone to the Guru at all. You would not have gone for any consultation, any Guru, any temple. You would not have gone. Because the problem happened, Shani brought you to God. If you grow more sincerely, he will take you, then God will come in picture. You will understand the whole story and you are free. So for me, when it started happening regularly and this Gita teaching started happening and Maharajis told me, Yam and Yamini, Yamuna and Yamuna ji is the wife of Krishna. If somebody is worshipping Krishna, if somebody is worshipping Yamuna ji, do you think the Yamaraj will, Yam or Shani will give you any problems? No, they won't. Don't worry. Similarly, he said, moon. What will moon do to you? Krishna is born in moon dynasty. Chandra, Krishna Chandra. What will Surya Graha do to you? Sun is in Sun's dynasty, Ramchandra is born. What will Mangal do to you? Mangal means Mars. The presiding deity of Mangal is Hanumanji. Hanumanji worships Ram. So you think anything will happen to you? All I needed. There's a whole, I think if I get the Hindi YouTube, I will share that. The whole thing, the way Vrindavan, Naishtika, Bhaktas, devotees, they'll explain. They'll take away the fear of all grahas. They'll take away the fear of everything. The way he explained to me, I was like, yeah, I got it now. I want to completely surrender to Krishna. I understood it is written in the Gita so many times, but at that time it was not clicking to me because of this same thing. I'm in problem. I need to solve my trouble. Maybe Krishna will not solve my trouble. It is good in theory, but if I do this, then my troubles will go away. So I was doing that. But later on, as the purification started happening, Maharajji came, he started explaining, I started thinking, contemplating, and one day I decided enough is enough. I'm not going into this path. I want to experience the other higher love. Then things changed. So Adhidaivik, you got it? Adi Bhautik, Adhidaivik, and then the Adhyatmik. Adhyatmik is everything is going very well for you. Your body is doing, bodily you are healthy. Money-wise, you are healthy. Your planets are all in your favor. Everything is going good. Yet, you are somewhere inside you not happy. Adhyatmik. It is your soul, your consciousness is very impure. You feel depressed. You feel life is waste, useless. You don't feel the use of yourself. Adhyatmik. You're troubled internally. You don't know how to even explain that trouble. Nobody will know. But you are troubled. There is no solution. You have everything around you, but yet you are unhappy. That is Adhyatmik. So why are you unhappy? Everything else is there, but you're unhappy. Why? So something is missing in your life. Every person is looking for that joy, that happiness, that love. So here, Prabhupada used a phrase, Anandamayo Bhyasat Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutra says, everyone is hankering for pleasure. To get that pleasure, till now you are doing all these things. But once you realize that the unlimited source of pleasure is Lord Shri Krishna himself. All the pleasure, all the joy, all the love, all the thing that you're looking is he himself. Once that happens, then your interest in all these little small things goes away. Then you completely 100% surrender to him. You're not worried about anything then. And then when that stage happens, you're freed from all afflictions of this world. Then you start, that stage is called Nishkamta. There's no desire left. All you want to do is to think of God, to be in his joy, to be in his pleasure. Okay? Yes. Gaurav is asking, kindly forgive me for asking this question. Ma, is Halloween festival celebrated in West? Ghost worship is essence. Oh my God. And Aman is saying, God, Aman has written. Thank you so much, Aman. The Halloween festival here, actually, there are two aspects of the Halloween, since you asked me about Halloween. One is some cultures, yes, because there is a lot of Mexican influence here. We live near the border of Mexico. Okay. And there are a lot of Native Americans who do all this. So from there, this culture started of worshipping their forefathers. That same period, we also have our Pitra Paksh, where we worship our forefathers. So same period, September, around the same period also, they made Halloween October 31st. As I told you in the beginning, in the West, the cultures originated like this only, worshipping of their forefathers, the dead ones, but later on in America, everything happens as per the weekends. So we made a date, October 31st is a Halloween day. Because after that, October 31st, November is going to come, it will be darker nights. Same with us, we have Kartik month, which is darker, and we have Deepdan, Diwali, right? So here in November, they will light up everything. So from October, it starts. From end of October 31st is Halloween night. From October 31st, it starts and lighting. You will see everywhere there are lights and everything. It's the similar type of culture which we had in India, but in India we have Diwali. So we light lamps. But here they will have the electric lights everywhere lighted up because it is dark. November, December is naturally dark in every place. But yes, So Halloween, originally, it started from those people who migrated to this country, Mexican culture, Spanish culture, Brazilian cultures, and all those things. They worship their forefathers. It's the forefather worshipping month. So they have all this ghost. But there is another thing also. It's a harvest time. And the harvest is, you get pumpkins and everything here. And same thing happens in India also, okay? So harvest time, you get pumpkin, and those pumpkins are making, you're going to eat that pumpkin for November, December, because after that you can't do farming. It's going to snow. So those pumpkins and also are used. The bounty that you get, harvest bounty that you get, that also is offered to your deceased ones, to your forefathers as a respect. And then you ask them, okay, please bless us and please. So that was the original culture. But now it is just a ritual. Nobody's following that culture. Now they make horror homes, horror houses, and all those things. It's no more a culture anymore. It's just time pass. Okay. Yeah. So ghost costume asking door-to-door gift for themselves. It is, the same thing. The culture started like that. That forefathers are going, you're respecting your forefathers, you're giving them gifts and all those things. All right. So that was Halloween. Let's get back to Bhagavad Gita. Anandamayo bhayabhyasat. So we understood there are three kind of problem that is always going to be there. Adhidaivik, Adhibhautik, and Adhyatmik. Now let's go to the topic of grahas again. So one day I sat with my father and I said, you have such a strong influence on me, and all the time you talk about grahas, and all your disciples, you're only talking about grahas to them. But I want to come out of this influence. I want to come out of this conditioning. And I did that. And I said, tell me one thing. When Amitabh Bachchan was born, at the same time, there must be others also born, right? Not everybody has the luck of Amitabh Bachchan. This is my question to him. Everybody has different luck. So if horoscope is everything, then there should be many Amitabh Bachchans in the world. So then he came to the point. He explained me furthermore. He said, since you are asking me, I'm explaining. But as far as my disciples are concerned, none of them are asking, and on all of them, they believe that this is going to work for them. So as a teacher, I have to give them what will work for them. And by working like this, maybe one day they will develop enough and be very confident of the puja, the worship that they're doing, that they will, rise. But in your case, since you're asking me, I'm telling you what happens is the calculation of the horoscope that is done. If there is some really a good siddha, a master in this, that person will calculate the time of conception. The time of conception when you entered your mother's womb. If some siddha can calculate your time of conception, then if a horoscope is made, then that will be very much accurate. Even though when Amitabh Bachchan was born, at that time, many people came out and people take that time as the time for horoscope. But actual time of horoscope of a Atma coming in this world is at the time of conception, when your mother conceived. So that is not available. So that is why whatever we get in the horoscope now, that also is accurate. When you came out, that also is accurate because universe has decided your time of coming to this world. So universe has decided that. So it will be having some accuracy and some accuracy will not be there. Then I asked him, so what happens? Because, when I was born, because of whatever my prarabdha was there, I was born at a particular time naturally, and then the horoscope is made. But I have been changing my karmas. And when in Gita, Bhagavan says, those who surrender to me, they'll become muktatma, their prarabdha will be, they'll be released from their prarabdha. Prarabdha means your previous karmic effects. Then what about that? So my father said, yes, if strongly somebody is following that, then horoscopes and everything will not be working for them. They are beyond horoscopes. And he told me one thing, then he gave the example of Ravan. He said Ravan's time was bad. Shani was going to trouble him. But Raman was such a Vidwan. Vidwan means very learned person about horoscopes and planets. It is written in Ramayana that he, when his astrologer said, "Oh, your Shani time period has come," he said, "Okay, I'll put Shani below my throne. Let me see how much he can trouble me." And he did that, and he extended his life. So man has the power. Man has the power to change everything. Whatever previous karmic effect you had, if you change yourself spiritually, if you are on the path of God, all your prarabdha is going on changing, which may not be reflecting in your horoscope. Many people of the world do not think in this term. So this is a very serious conversation happening between me and my father, which I'm sharing with you guys, since the topic of Devtas came. Most people of the world do not do this. They're only stuck in the cycle of Devta worship. You give them Gita, they don't want to hear. But you give them mantra, they just want a shortcut. Give me a mantra, I will chant, and my problem will be done. But I have seen my father, he used to sit with me. With me, he used to relish those moments because he used to come and he has no work here, no people following him. And me and him, whole day only Gita or Shankaracharya, whatever Shankaracharya is talking, or, theories, high theories, we used to sit and discuss. Slowly, I told him, Papa, I am out of all this. I'm 100% surrendered to Krishna. I really want to experience what Gita is saying. And my father was very, very encouraging. There was a time when I said, Papa, I'm done with all these tantric devis. I feel that everything was fed in my mind from childhood because I started questioning. Questions used to bother me a lot. I'm like, I want to experience my own. And that is why I'm following Buddhism. I'm going to go to Buddhist gurus, some Chinese gurus, and I'm taking away God from my life. Because God is also a concept which the mind has created. I remember we went to Sacramento and throughout the way, he's talking about all these devis and I'm like, don't talk to me. It's all created by mind. It's all hallucinations. And he said, okay, experience. He was such a nice person. Experience. He's like, you do your experiment. You come to your conclusion. And I'm so thankful. I did that also. I practiced that for some few years. I was like, no God, no goddesses, no devis, no devtas, no rituals, only experiment with mind. And I reached to the final conclusion there also. After realizing there, when I told my Buddhist guru, I understood what you said. I experienced that, what you said. I experienced that takalapa that you say. Now what? I experienced who am I? What Gita says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. I know who am I. I experienced. Now what? So my guru says, this is what it is. This is nirvana. I said, my question is, I experienced who am I? But my next question is, who created me? I understand the scheme of my creation. I understand the scheme of the cosmic manifestation. I understand, I experience it. I know what you're talking. I know. But now, who is the one? Who is that intelligent creator who made this scheme? That is my question. There is where they were, then that is where, my teacher was like, no, this is what it is. I'm like, no, there is something else. And God helped. And slowly. As I tell you, when the mind is clear of all cobwebs and peaceful and happy, then the higher truths, they start dawning themselves. And God and gurus, there is not just one guru in this world. There is a whole, when I say that there's Marlok, Janalok, Tapalok, there's so many gurus who are always guiding souls who are looking for answers. It's a whole system. So that is where you understand. When you go, then you go back. After doing all this, I go back to my Vedic concepts. And that is when I understood, oh, what it means. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characham. Oh, that Guru Tattva is in everything. Till now, it was a word. It was just a sloka I used to remember, I used to pray, I used to say. But the experience came later on. That Guru, we cannot limit Guru to just one body. The Guru Tattva is everywhere. And it can speak through many, many bodies. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tat padam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve. All right. Rares is saying, thank you for sharing with us these intimate moments with your father. Yeah, they were very eye-opening for me also. He was very encouraging. Aman is, that's ruthless ma. Bade Guruji must be really, really kind. Oh, yes, he is very kind, very, very kind. And he knew me. He knew me as a child. He knew my questions, answers. He has seen my growth. Thank you, our abundant Mother. So glad you mentioned this, Ma. Not many have the courage to challenge their own beliefs and still seek the truth. You are truly a embodiment of Ma and Guru Tattva. Yeah, my Guru's, it's Guru's blessings. They helped me. All right. Let us go further. The living entities. Now, when the question came, right, who created me and who is the scheme, whose scheme is all this? Who is the main person? That is when the Gita's teachings become alive. When Krishna is talking to you and he's telling me, I am the one. I am the one. And then you develop a friendship with him. So the living entities like the Lord are full of consciousness and they are after happiness. The Lord is perpetually happy. And if the living entities associate with the Lord, cooperate with him and take part in his association, then they also become happy. The Lord descends to this mortal world to show his pastimes in Vrindavan, which are full of happiness. When Lord Shri Krishna was in Vrindavan, his activities with his cowherd boyfriends, with his damsel friends, with the other inhabitants of Vrindavan, and the cows were all full of happiness. The total population of Vrindavan knew nothing but Krishna. But Lord Krishna even discouraged his father Nanda Maharaj from worshipping Indra Devta, because he wanted to establish the fact that people need not worship any Devta. They need only worship the Supreme Lord, because their ultimate goal is to return to his abode. The abode where Lord Krishna is described in the Bhagavad Gita. The 15th chapter, 6th verse, na tad bhasate suryo, na shashanko, na pavakaha, yad gatvana nivartante, tad dhamam paramam. Lord Krishna, why is he saying this statement? That do not worship other lesser gods. You don't have to worship them. You worship me directly. Why? Many times people will say, oh, this is ISKCON's theory, ISKCON's philosophy. Well, this is Krishna telling. And why is he saying that? Because he loves all of us. Because we are his part and parcel. It's his responsibility to take care of us. He gave all the teachings. But we don't listen to the teachings. And he sees, oh, we are full of desires. Then he makes all these arrangements. Okay, go to this God, no problem. Fulfill your desire. When the desire is over, then come back to me. He's waiting for us. He has given all the clues, all the answers. We don't want to listen. But still, he is so kind. Somebody may question, but why? He says, I send you to earth. It's a playground. You go and enjoy for whatever time I've given you the visa. Why are you taking things so seriously and making your life a mess and crying all the time? You go on a trip. Say if you decide to go, I'm going to go to Goa or some European country. I'll go to Switzerland. You're going on a trip. So you're going to enjoy, right? Or you're going to think, no, whatever the problems are happening, Switzerland is now my place. Everything. I lived in that hotel is mine. I spoke to the waitress and the waitress was so kind and nice. I said, the waitress is mine. Oh, I made friendship with the locals there. The locals are mine. Will you say that? No. You go to Switzerland, you enjoy Switzerland, you have all this joy and then come back to your home and then chill in your home. Is it not? Same way, God has sent on earth. Send us on earth. Earth is our Switzerland. We have come here on a planetary trip. A trip to planet Earth. We have come on a trip to planet Earth. Now we are taking everything so seriously. Oh, this person said this to me. My life is a mess. My job is giving this problem to me. My life is a mess. And Krishna is looking there. Oh my God, I sent you there for enjoyment. Why are you making a mess of everything? There's no mess. I send you there for enjoyment. Enjoy and come back. You're like, God, I can't see any enjoyment. If I get this, then I will enjoy. God says, okay, you want this? Okay, I created that Devta. Go and ask him, he'll give you. But don't forget you are my son. Don't forget, you are mine. I've sent you there for enjoyment, but okay, you want a separate enjoyment? Go and ask that Devta. So you go and ask that Devta, and the Devta is giving you the everything, whatever. And then you feel, oh, the Devta is powerful. Every time I'm in a problem, I have to go to the Devta. And Krishna is sitting there and enjoying. He's like, wow. He sits with Yogamaya, and Yogamaya says, look at my children. Okay, let them enjoy with the Devta, no problem. Then one child looks, what is happening? This is a repeated cycle. Who are these Devtas? From where have they got their energy? From the strength? And why? I work day out, like Devtas are like businessmen. Whatever worship you are doing, you sit down. Somebody will say, oh, you have to please Shani Devta. You have to do this charity. You have to do so much of chanting. And Shani Devta is pleased with you. Your problems are gone. So you sit down for months together. You pray to Shani God. And all the punya, all the merit that you got, it's your wealth, okay? Your merit is your wealth. You go to Shani Bhagwan and Shani God, I give it to you. Please give me my job back. Shani is like happily, yeah, give me all your punya, give me all your merit. It makes me stronger. He will take all the punya from you and give you that little thing that you wanted. You wanted that job, right? That job I will give you the job. The job will come with fine print from disclaimers. Shani is not responsible for those disclaimers. You have signed it. You said, I am giving you this japa. You give me the job. Done. Deal. Shake hands. So Devatas are like businessmen. Indra. You see our yajna procedure. We are always offering oblations to the Devatas. It makes them powerful. They want your punya. They want your merit. It makes them powerful. And they can stay in the Swargaloka, in their places forever. This is what they want from the humans. Humans don't realize this. Gita, when we read it, in Gita, when we are reading, Krishna talks about this also. He says, I have made that arrangement. And then he goes on explaining. So the smartest one, the intelligent person who has understood Gita, not everybody is understanding. The one who has understood the Gita, and when he comes to this place, Kamaste Terita Jnana, Prapadyantyana Devata, he understands, oh, for so many years I was doing all this, and these Devatas are stealing my punya. Oh my God, I wasted time. Let me chant now seriously and go back to Godhead. Let me go back to God. Let me go back to my abode. I belong to Krishna. And what is my abode? Krishna says, Na tatya bhasate suryo, na shashanko na pavaka. He says, come to your abode, your home. And you know what your home is? That supreme abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or the moon. He says, you don't have to pray to the sun or the Chandragraha or the Surya Graha there. You come there. That is our home. My home is your home. Mi casa, su casa. Come to my home. My home, Krishna says, is not illumined by sun or moon, nor by fire, nor electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. People many times question me, so why God created this? He created it for fun, for entertainment. Why are you getting caught up in the entertainment? You play the game and be out of it. No. You go and play video games. Sometimes some children, they'll start playing video games. 3 days, 4 days, they are so caught up in the game. Video games. And the parents will go and say, what are you doing? Come out of the game. It's just a game. Same way the saints are telling us. What are you doing? This is just a game. Enjoy the game and come out of it. You should know you got into the game. Now you should know how to come out of the game. How to come out. The secret, the clue is in Gita. And Krishna is very happily welcoming all his children. But even after reading the Gita, this doesn't click. And Krishna says, the only person, the most intelligent person is that person who understands that Vasudevam Sarvamiti, whatever there is, it is only Vasudeva. But the really intelligent person is that person, Bahunam Janma Janmante Gyan Man Mam Prapadyante, is that person who many births later finally surrenders unto me and then comes back to me. So that person is the most intelligent person. He will rise above these little things and surrender to me. That happens, but it takes a lot of time. So here, God has given us a description of what our real home is. God has told us we belong to Him. We can very easily come out of this whole cycle if we work a little on us. Okay. So this verse gives a description of that eternal sky. Of course, we have a material conception of the sky, and we think of it in relationship to the moon, sun, stars, and so on. But in this verse, the Lord states that in the eternal sky, there is no need for sun or the moon or electricity or fire of any kind, because the spiritual sky is already illuminated by the Brahma Jyoti, the rays emanating from the Supreme Lord. We are trying with difficulty to reach other planets, but it is not difficult to understand the abode of Supreme Lord. The abode is referred to as Goloka. In the Brahma Samhita, it is beautifully described, Goloka eva nivasati akhilatma bhutaha. The Lord resides eternally in Goloka, in his abode, Goloka. Yet he can be approached from this world, and to this end, the Lord comes to manifest in his real form, Sachidanand Vigraha. When he manifests this form, there is no need for our imagining what he looks like. Imagine if God didn't take avatar. Avatar means incarnation. If God didn't take incarnation as Krishna or Rama or Parshuram or Gautam Buddha or Vaman or Matsya or Vyasa or Shuka or Kapila, if God didn't take incarnation, how would we have known what God is? God created us and he's just hiding somewhere forever, eternally. We would never have come to know about God. So God incarnates. And he incarnates in every form you can think of. He incarnates as a boar. Can you think of a boar incarnation? A boar, what does it do? It goes and sits in the mud. But God wants to enjoy the mud. He says, I'll come in the boar incarnation, don't worry. Varaha avatar. God says, I created the water and the fishes are enjoying in the water, swimming so much. Let me become a fish and let me also enjoy with my fishes. And he goes inside the water and he's swimming with them. Matsya avatar. The turtles are looking, wow. Matsya. Look at that fish. It can grow big in size, small in size. Oh my God, such a special. It is something different. Maybe it is the one who has created all of us. Yeah, it is the one who has created all of us. Wish he can play with us. God says, yes, I will. Why not? Let me become the turtle. Kurma avatar. And then the birds are looking, wow. He's an amphibian. Our creator is an amphibian. Why doesn't he fly with us? We would enjoy with him too. Krishna hears, oh yes, why not? I will fulfill your desire. Ye yatha mam prapadyante, tam sataya bhajamiham. If you love me like this, I will reciprocate in the same way, the way you love me. You want me to fly with you? I will come as Hansa Avatar. Yes, yes. He's flying up. The four-legged animals down here are like, wow, look at Krishna is flying. God, why them? You went into the water, you are amphibian, you are flying. Why don't you come with us? Play with us also. God says, yes, yes, let me run with you. I'll become the horse. Haigriva Avatar. Haigriva Avatar, the lions are looking, wow, he just became a horse? Do you think he will become like us? We are little, violent animals. You think God will become violent just like us? Do you think he will take our form? We so much want him to be like us. We will also feel proud. God says, I love you. I created you all. I know your heart. You want me to become a lion? I will, sure, for sure. He becomes Narsimha, the lion incarnation. Devtas are looking, what is happening to this person? The supreme person who creates the world. He goes and plays with the fishes. How much does he want to enjoy? He goes and plays with the fishes, the turtle, the horse, the swan. God, Krishna, you have created the Swarga also, the heavens also. You have created us also. Why do you want to play? Why do you want to become a boar? Come. Why don't you come in our place? God says, yes, why not? I will. I created the world. I want to enjoy with you also. I will come as Vaman Avatar. He becomes Vaman, brother of Indra. Humans are looking, brother of Indra. You become so many. What about us? God, you love us, right? I thought we are your most favorite beings. Krishna says, yes, you are my most favorite being, and I'll come on earth many a times. I'll come as Parshuram, I'll come as Gautam Buddha, I'll come as Rama, I'll come as Kapila, I'll come as Vyasa, I'll come as Nara, I'll come as Narayan, I'll come as Krishna, I'll come as Kalki also in future. So, us humans, we are the most blessed ones because God has taken so many human avatars, so many human incarnations. And Vyasadeva beautifully describes and says, there are millions and millions of incarnation of Bhagavan. He came in all these different forms. In animal world, he has incarnated as trees, and Krishna will go on speaking about his opulences when I think we'll go in the chapter 15. He'll speak about his opulences. And Vyasadeva says in the final conclusion, when we read the Bhagavatam, he says, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That Krishna who incarnated 5,000 years ago in Vrindavan, though he appeared like a small young boy, though he appeared like a big Casanova, though he appeared like a big diplomat, very strategic, very cunning, very clever, very intelligent, he did all those things which the society will think wrong, but he did it. And yet he said, I'm pure. And he proved it. He proved his presence by showing his divine form, the cosmic manifestation to Arjuna. He proved it by being a little boy and picking up the Govardhan. He proved it at many instances in his incarnation. That human incarnation, do not think of him as a human. He was Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That Krishna is Bhagavan himself. We are all looking for Bhagavan, searching for Bhagavan in the pages, in the stotras, in the shlokas. That Bhagavan, the Vedas are pointing to that Bhagavan, and that Bhagavan incarnates as Shri Krishna in Vrindavan. That Bhagavan has spoken this Bhagavad Gita. That Bhagavan is saying, come back to my loka. Your loka. Goloka. All right. Let's see what Aman has written. Although this is true that one shouldn't waste their lives in worship of Devtas, but it's also important to never have negative feelings towards them. Right? Yes, you should never have negative feelings. You understood the concept, right? They were created for our benefit. We benefited from them. It's always respect for everybody. Yet now our attention is towards Krishna. So namaskar to them. And they are also very happy when they see, okay, now this particular soul is done. This particular soul wants to go back to Krishna. Then the Devtas start helping. Guru, planet will start helping. It will become in favor of you. It will take you to Krishna. All the Devtas, they are themselves praying to Krishna. So when they say a soul is done with us, they are more happy. They'll take you to Krishna. I have seen philosophies which are heavily based on this concept, but their followers not only turn away from such worship, but from a certain level of negativity. That is, I never teach that. You should never get into that. No negativity. No negativity for anybody. Anybody. Everything is created by our beloved. Devtas are created by our beloved. So we love all of them. Animals were created by our beloved. Our beloved means Sri Krishna. So we love them. They all helped us to come to this point where we are able to feel the love of our beloved. So we look back and we say a big thank you to all of them. We are in full gratitude to all of them. They helped us all this way. When we hadn't got the knowledge, then we were not spiritually enlightened. We were in ignorance. We wanted things. They helped us. At the same time, if I went to Shani Devta, I prayed to him for my problems. He helped us and he brought the Guru in my life. I should not be grateful to him. I should be very grateful to him because he brought the Guru in my life. I was going through troubles, all inauspicious, all amangal. And I, with whatever faith, I prayed to Mangal. And Mangal brought, what is the meaning of Mangal? Mangal means auspiciousness. Mangal brought auspiciousness in all good things in my life. Mangal brought Ganeshji in my life. Mangal brought Hanumanji in my life. And with Hanumanji's blessings, today I realize the love of my beloved. I'm thankful to Mangal. I'm thankful to Rahu Ketu. Rahu Ketu introduced me to Mohini, incarnation of Vishnu. I'm thankful to them. I'm thankful to everybody. Everybody. I cannot harbor any negative towards anybody because everything and everyone was created and given to me and provided to me at that time by my beloved Sri Krishna. So that is the feeling. We don't harbor negativity. We always say thankful. We always harbor gratitude. This is spiritual enlightenment. So would you say a proper way to approach this would be have reverence? Yes, I told you. Have reverence for all Devatas, but your heart belongs to Bhagavan only. Perfect conclusion. Perfectly you have understood, Aman. Very good. Gaurav writes, beautiful. I agree totally as well. Yes, perfect conclusion. Glad you guys are understanding. All right. So we should end the class here now. And tomorrow we will hear something new. Jai Ma, Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you, Ma.